Well, I had severe pancreatic issues and there was so much food I could not eat. Everything, I kept going from doctor to doctor. Nobody knew what was wrong with me and ended up with pancreatic insufficiency. I also was fighting pancreatic cancer. And thankfully, due to my father's push of sending me to Peru, they were able to find it. And I was able to get saved through natural healing. As I had my journey to the Andes, I found chocho, which is my protein, which is a superfood. It's no junk, no preservatives, no synthetic stuff from any lab. It is just a pure food that brought me back to life. I was 80 pounds and I had no energy, and having four children, it was very hard for me to keep up with not only my businesses, which is Brothers Farmers Market, Raw Beauty, and Delicias Veganas, but also my personal life and my kids. So after finding Chocho in Peru and being able to bring myself back to life, putting some, muscle on my body and having energy, I decided that there's probably millions of people out there like me, and I thought that this was a good idea to bring it to them and to be able to provide this protein.
That's amazing, Lissette. Now, you said a whole bunch of stuff here, and I have two questions for you. The first one is about your pancreatic disease. You mentioned a few things. It touches my heart because I lost a very close family member due to pancreatic cancer, and I am under the impression that it's almost impossible to survive it.
It
So,
is. It is almost impossible to survive it. Thankfully, I had my gallbladder removed here in the US because they thought I had gallbladder issues and they couldn't find what was wrong with me. I kept losing weight up until I was 80 pounds. And thankfully, they found, a very, very, very small nodule. I feel like God helped me in this journey. And after that, I was left with pancreatic insufficiency. So to this day, I have pancreatic issues. Every single day is a battle for me. If I eat something that's a little bit bad, I will end up back in the hospital.
my gosh, that is insane. And with all of this, of course, you had to get really clean with your eating. And we're going to get back to Chocho, but on top of that, you're raising four children. Again, this is something to my heart because I have four kids. It's like, what? So tell me, how are you doing it?
One day at a time, 1 minute at a time. I actually have two sons who have autism. One is nonverbal, so it's very, very tough. It's one day at a time with them. And with my girls, thankfully, they don't have any special needs, but they still require their mom to be around.
Yeah, of course. Absolutely. What is the biggest challenge that you currently have with having an autistic child?
It's communication with him. We had a scare, for example, about a year ago. He had needed a root canal and it was bad. He ended up with an abscess because he can't tell me what was wrong with him. So until he couldn't sleep at night 4 days in a row, we finally figured out that that was the issue. So my biggest fear is like maybe an appendicitis or something worse, and he can't tell me.
That's such a big challenge. I cannot even imagine. That's very difficult. So you became such a resilient and strong woman with everything that you went through. And let's go back now to the chocho. Why chocho? Because there's so many different kinds of proteins and clean food out there. Explain to us a little bit more what it is and why did you choose that?
So when I went to Peru for my natural healing, I was in the Andes and I was introduced to chocho, which has been around for centuries. It actually dates back to the Incas, and it was the Incas protein. So when I was given chocho, which was a very soothing for the digestive system because it doesn't bloat you and it digests very easily, I started eating it every single day. And I started noticing that one, I wasn't throwing up anymore, and two, I had energy. So when I figured this out, I found a way to make it into a powder. And with this powder form, I was like, we should make it into a protein because it has 25 grams of protein, 8 grams of fiber, 9 amino acids. This is a whole food that does not have any preservatives and doesn't need to be like processed by a lab. A lot of the proteins out there, not knocking any protein companies out there, are made synthetic in a lab. This is just a whole food that you add to your diet and you can take it every day. Kids can take it. I give it to my sons. I give it to my daughters. And even up to elderly. A lot of the elderly community doesn't intake enough protein because it's too much. So this is like a really nice bridging the gap.